Good evening. This is Mr. Richard Gonzalez, a native of the Dominican Republic, an English language learner that's got some great perspectives and personal experiences as he's learned English in the United States. Richard, when you stepped off the plane into the airport, how did you feel?
I was feel really scared because was my first time outside my country, Dominican Republic, and United States was a completely new world for me. But I was really excited too at the same time because it's America. I was having too many stories in my mind, and I was excited too about was started a new life here.
So, how did you communicate with the employees at the airport?
Mm, I think science with my hands, and I bring here my documents, and they only ask me about my marriage, about dates, and about um, couple documents that I already bring in my folder in my file.
And how did you think that they would respond to you?
Um, I think they respond to me normal, nothing special. Um,
So, you didn't think that you would be treated differently because you didn't speak very much English?
I mean, no, but I think those people there are already training about the interaction with too many people, too many nationalities. The Atlanta airport is one of the large airport in the world, and too many people pass for that airport every day, and people from Europe, people from Asia, people from South America, Central America, and I mean, was the same for nothing special, nothing bad. Was normal.
Okay. So, what made learning English difficult?
Mm, for me, was the accent in the people here in Georgia in the south is really different. But when we was in class in the Dominican Republic, mm, in books is completely different. And but when you live already here, is a really interesting experience because everybody have a different way to communicate.
What helped you to learn English?
I think talk with you, my wife, and my coworkers at job, and I took a couple classes in Cherohuchi College, the English intensive language for 2 months. I think so.
Can you tell me about your favorite activities in your English class?
Yeah, I have two really good memory about those classes. One of the most important was when we went to the Atlanta History Center because we learned a lot about the Civil War, and in the United States is a really interesting history, and they're showing us everything in the museum about the right, about the right for the black people, about the Martin Luther King Jr. and Olympics game in Atlanta. Was a really good experience. We after the trip or tour for the museum, we talked for 2 or 3 days about that in the in classes, and we write essay. We talk about experience about the mm, note that we already took and in the different part in the Swan House or the Smith Farm was amazing.
Very cool. Anything else helped you or that you really enjoyed in your English class?
Yeah, I was a really good experience because I'm from Dominican Republic. We people from China, from South Korea, from Mexico, from Guatemala, from Colombia, and we learned a lot about different culture. And the last day, everybody make show us the presentation about different countries, different food. We bring different food and different traditional clothes. Was a really nice experience.
Glad to hear that. And ooh, can you tell me about the most frustrating experience you had trying to communicate in English?
I think the worst experience was in my job when I was new. Um, one customer asked me about date, the dry fruit, and I don't understand nothing at this point about uh, food in the grocery store when I work, and she was looking for date, and I asked como, you wanna know the date for today? And she was frustrated, and I was frustrated too, because I never been hear this word, and somebody hear me, ask her, and he showed me what is the date, the fruit, and was really fun because it's the same word, date for today and the day for dry fruit.
That must have been interesting. I'm glad you had some help. What advice then do you have for people who are learning English for the first time?
I think you need to be confident all the time. Try and try. Don't be afraid about your accent, about make a mistake. We are learning a new language, and for example, I try to talk all the time in English. My first language is Spanish, and I need to learn English because it's really important for me. And I try to talk in English all the time with my customers, with my coworker, and my and also with my wife and family. And you need to keep going, learn new words, and try. Don't be afraid.
Thank you for that. And how long have you been speaking English, Mr. Gonzalez?
Uh, we all the time took English classes in Dominican Republic, and almost and elementary school, middle school, and high school, but was no we don't take really serious those classes. And but I've been here for a year and 7 months, and yeah, when I came here, I only say thank you, morning, and really basic words in English. I mean, my vocabulary was really good. I have too many words in English in my mind, but I still with problem with past tense and articulations and too many different things. But the worst part for me is writing and reading.
What made learning English more difficult?
I think mm, you need to be focused in your goals. And in my personal case, I think sometimes you get stressed because you know you need to learn English, but sometimes you feel your brain don't get the English faster than you want, and it's too much pressure for me sometimes, but you need to try and keep going.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your insights and sharing your story. Your English is great, and I'm proud of you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.